you know. And when the world tells you that softness means luxury, it's really easy to think that it's a Chanel bag, it's a Mercedes Benz, it's a trip to Dubai. All of these things are not to corporate America for sure, because it's really not a real place. Like some of the stuff that they do, I'm like, come on now. Because grief doesn't always mean that you're grieving the dead. Sometimes you grieve relationships that you lost. Oh my God, this ZZ plant is so... Y'all, today is just too beautiful not to share with you. It's sunny, it's warm, and honestly, I'm just feeling extremely inspired on today. And I told myself that this winter, actually 2026, I'm going to stop over planning and just start living. Because life is too short, right? So today we're vlogging real life. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be curated. It's just me. So I'm at Home Goods right now, and I'm picking up a few things for Christmas. Don't know what my theme is exactly, but honestly, I just want to talk to y'all, woman to woman, sister to sister, because there's a lot on my mind and a lot on my heart today. And I feel like what I'm feeling, some others may be. And, you know, we help each other, right? This is the point of us getting into these spaces and, you know, making content. So whether it's work, family, grief, just life. And I want to bring you along with me as I sort through all of it. Let's run these errands together. So I'm going to run in Home Goods and then probably Michael's, because it's right next door. But we're going to breathe. We're going to talk. We're going to take in this day very slowly, very intentionally. And, you know, if you're new here, I am Yim. I love helping women create a life that feels as beautiful as it looks by blending femininity and softness and intentional living and wellness for our softest season yet. And if you are an oldie but a goodie, hey sissy, welcome back. I'm so happy to see you. So I'm gonna pick you up somewhere in this vlog. Let's go.
Home Goods, you have a carry-out and register 12, please. Home Goods, you have a carry-out and register 12.
Oh my God, this ZZ plant is so good. I don't know what kind of plant this is. Ooh. So I just left my Pilates sesh and it was so bomb. A new instructor that I've never taken before, but I will be sure to definitely be booking with her because she was very good. I found several things at Home Goods that I'm going to show you guys when I get home. But I think my theme for Christmas decorations is going to be rose gold and cream. So I did buy some things to kind of go along with that theme. Hubby and I were on date night last weekend, and I'll show you the tree somewhere in here. But I saw this really beautiful tree in the restaurant that we went to. And so then I went down this rabbit hole and was like, okay, I really need to get me a white tree. But upon further investigation, I discovered that these white trees are just costing way too much money, especially the ones that have girth. I did see one on TikTok Shop that I thought about ordering, but I was like, you know what? I'm not spending any more unnecessary money. I am just going to use the tree that I have, but you know, we'll do the rose gold decorations. But I want to talk about corporate culture because that has been on my mind a lot lately. If you work in a corporate environment, I work in human resources, you know that it gets ugly, it gets political, and honestly, it can swallow you whole if you are not careful. So we are headed back into work 2, possibly 3 days a week. Typically we're working mostly remotely, but because we're going back in, it has me thinking about boundaries and how I'm going to operate, you know, just outside of work, because I have gotten quite comfortable with my schedule. I am not the type of person that makes my job my personality. I feel like your job should never take ownership of your joy or your life. So it is a very separate entity for me, even though I work from home most of the time. I hear my mama's voice always saying, clock in, do your work, clock out, come home. And that has truly been my motto. And I think we owe ourselves a little life that belongs to us, not to our jobs, you know, and not to corporate America for sure, because it's really not a real place. Like some of the stuff that they do, I'm like, come on now. I can't. So I try to make sure that I have a full life outside of clocking in, you know, in my career. But I brought that up because something that I have noticed lately within the corporate culture is this need for people to just be really mean. It's like especially amongst white women, it's like a mean girl culture. And I am starting to push back on that because I refuse to be bullied. I refuse to always be in a hostile situation. And I've almost made a promise to myself that the next time somebody come for me real crazy, I'm stepping back. You know, like I'm gonna match your energy, in other words. And so they are bullies. And, you know, I'm just like, I'm just not doing it. You know, I am not going to sit here and allow y'all to be little tyrants, because they try to keep the scared culture going. Like somebody is the big bad wolf, you know, like I'm not scared of my job. I'm not. You know, if something happens and I can no longer work with you guys, then it is what it is. But I'm not going to be running scared, you know, always looking over my shoulder. Oh my God, I got to do this, I got to do that. Like, I'm not doing that. Somebody's pulling up next to me and they're playing music loud. So I'm going to go ahead and finish out my thought at the house. So I'll see y'all in a bit. Made it back home safe and sound, and just had some dinner. So I actually stopped by Olive Garden and got something to eat. I hadn't had Olive Garden in forever. So I had some meatballs and a salad. And so yeah, let me show y'all what I got from Marshall's really quick. This is just like not even touching the surface of everything that I'm gonna get. But I'm gonna wait until Hobby Lobby opens. They're closed on Sundays in my area for whatever reason. But when they open up, I'm gonna go in there and see what I wanna get, because I wanna do like some different floral arrangements with artificial flowers, of course. And then I want to decorate my fireplace. But let me show you what I got, because as I told you, the theme is gonna be rose gold. So I'm still on the fence about the white tree though, because I'm not sure how it's gonna look with the green tree, but it's okay. It's a work in progress. So this is what I purchased. So I purchased this vase, and the camera really isn't doing it justice because in person, it's more of a rose gold, like a lighter. And I guess like when you turn it, you can kind of see the specks of the rose gold in it. But this is just absolutely beautiful, and it's heavy, it's sturdy, and it was only $24.99. So I got this, and then I got 2 of these cute little rose gold reindeers. One of the antlers broke already, so I'm gonna have to repair that. But these cost $12.99 a piece, and they're rose gold. Again, the camera is not picking up on the rose gold for whatever reason. And then I got these 2 little trees. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put these, but we'll figure it out. These were $8.99 a piece. And then these are some of the bulbs that I'm gonna put on the tree. So it's just a combination of like the rose gold and a little silver in there, and then like a little gold. So I got these, and then I got some more rose gold ornaments. These are Rachel Zoe. I like Rachel Zoe. I've purchased her bulbs before in the past, a little bit on the expensive side. This is a set of 8, and it was $8.99, but they really are shatterproof. And the star of the show, honey, is this bow. This is so cute. My husband was like, we need something else at the top of the tree. So I saw this, and I knew that me and her were going to do great work together. So I got this for my tree topper. And then this is the garland that I purchased to go across my fireplace. So this is about 6 feet. I wanted something a little longer, but you know, of course, I seen this and I had to have it because it absolutely goes with the theme that I am aspiring to bring together. So that's everything that I purchased from Marshall's. So I got me some Arden's Garden cold pressed juice. Get you something to sip on because this next segment is going to be heavy. And since we're talking about the holidays, I want to let you know that it's hard for me. I miss my mom. I miss my dad. May they rest in peace. I also miss my son who was incarcerated. I also miss my oldest child we're estranged right now. My son and I, our bond is strong. We talk, but I'd be lying if I didn't be honest and say that it really hurts me to know that he's in this situation. And my grandbabies, I'm not sure if I'll see them this year, and that weighs so much on me. So grief is so complicated. It comes in waves. Sometimes it's very sharp, and sometimes it will take you out to the point where you can't even function. So if you are grieving someone right now, and grief doesn't always mean death, please hear me. There's nothing wrong with you. You are not weak. You are not alone. We honor the people that we lost by living as gently as possible with ourselves. And I just want to share that because grief doesn't always mean that you're grieving the dead. Sometimes you grieve relationships that you lost, jobs that you lost, business ideas, goals, relationships that are fractured. It is so many ways to grieve, and I want to let you know that I am not perfect, and I am right there with you. So what I'm about to talk about is gonna ruffle some feathers, and quite honestly, it is what it is because it really does need to be said. The idea is that women who work and have a husband, that they're not living softly. And honestly, I feel like it is complete and total nonsense. This idea that if you're going 50-50, something is wrong with you. Every household looks different. Partnership isn't about what one person can do over the other. It's about everybody giving 100% and building together, even if the contributions look different for different people. And the truth is, just because you're contributing, it doesn't cancel your femininity or your softness. It doesn't make you less soft. It makes you multidimensional. It makes you a woman who can provide and nurture and rest all in her own rhythm. And, you know, I honestly, just from the Black woman experience, I have to breathe here because I want to specifically address Black women, you know, in general, because I think a lot of us are frustrated, not because, you know, we don't want softness or we aren't achieving it in some shape, form, or fashion, but because some of us, when I say we, I'm not speaking for everyone, some of us weren't given the luxury of it, right? So we grew up watching generations of women operate in martyr mode, doing everything, holding everything, sacrificing everything. And now we're on the internet and being told that femininity looks like leisure, you know, when for most of us, it just doesn't. It still looks like labor. And that's just what it is. I'm from a generation that we didn't have filters or editing apps. We couldn't rent an Airbnb and pretend like it was ours. We couldn't afterpay our lifestyle. The life you had was the life that you lived, and you walked it out. You made it work. That's why it behooves me when I hear older women co-sign this, because you find beauty or you found it in what was real. And I know that there are some younger women, even my own daughters that are in their 20s, they struggle to tell the difference between what's real and what's curated. Why? Because they are watching a highlight reel and they're comparing what's happening behind the scenes in their lives to something that is aesthetically pleasing versus authentic. And when the world tells you that softness means luxury, it's really easy to think that it's a Chanel bag, it's a Mercedes Benz, it's a trip to Dubai. All of these things are going to fix what's broken inside. But the truth of the matter is, we are all still healing from generations of survival, and we can't buy our way out of that. And our softness can't come from material things. It really has to come from within. It really has to be spiritual and internal. And for some of us, you have to just figure out how to reclaim it. The Black woman's soft life really begins when she says no, and she no longer feels the need to perform strength for the world that never really protected her. And that's where real softness lives. What did Malcolm X say? The most unprotected species on earth is the Black woman. The statistics are what they are. We're still single parenting at the highest rate. We're still unmarried at the highest rate, and there's nothing wrong with those things. But that is a very good indicator to me that striving for not working, striving for not being a part of the labor pool, is it really attainable? And, you know, I get a lot of older women, you know, they may have said, well, my dad was a provider. You know, my mom didn't work. But what was on the flip side of that? Was that on the flip side of your mom potentially depressed and overweight and abused, and in the end died very young? When I say young, I mean 60, 70. Like, Black women still have the highest rate of heart disease, the highest rate of a lot of things. So I know that's gonna ruffle some feathers. I know it is, but it's just my opinion, and I want to address it because I think that these conversations can be nuanced. I think that everybody has an opinion, and your opinion is yours, and nobody can take it away from you, just like mine is mine, and nobody can take that away from me. But I think that as a wife, I like to add to the conversation, because we are at a time where there is an attack on marriage. And that's just what it is. Like we get on these apps every day, and as wives, we're being told that we're not good enough, that we're stupid, that we're being used, that we're this, we're that, we're that. You know, and the reality is we're just over here enjoying the life that we chose. And that's it. So I am going to wrap up today's vlog. I'm going to come back at you guys. I have a video that is in the making. I want to talk about the winter arc and what that's meaning for me. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, click the like button. Subscribe if you want to be a part of the Soft Life gang. And, well, I don't like the word gang. Subscribe if you want to be a part of the family, and share the video with someone who you think may like this type of material. So I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.